Another new Illinois law, effective January 1st, 2025, is a new law that allows a tenant, in some instances, who is applying to lease a property to reuse an existing credit report. Now, there's been some confusion we've heard from some people and some credit agencies about what this law actually means. Essentially, what this law says is if a tenant who is applying to lease a property has, within the last 30 days of applying, obtained a credit report that lists everything that the landlord generally looks for in a credit report, the tenant can be allowed to use that credit report and not be charged an additional fee to conduct another credit report. What the Act does not say is that a landlord can never charge a fee for a credit report, because obviously if the tenant doesn't have one, and that's a standard procedure that the landlord has used or uses to screen tenants, they can still do so. And it's also important to keep in mind that if a landlord wants to do an additional credit report in the one that's given to him or her by the tenant, they can do so. They just cannot charge the tenant an additional fee for that if the tenant has provided them with what the statute deems to be a reusable credit report. And I say there's been some confusion because we've heard through our hotline and elsewhere that some credit agencies have just stopped the process of allowing a tenant to pay for a credit report through the application process. I'm not sure that's a correct reading of the statute, but that's their prerogative to interpret it that way, and that's their business decision. But that doesn't mean everybody interprets it that way. And again, it's important to keep in mind this does not outlaw a landlord's ability to do a credit report or require a credit report. It just sets out new guidelines on when a tenant who has just had a credit report done can reuse that for a new application.